Well, welcome to chapter 14 as we continue our journey through the Energy Bus. Now, today we see a little bit of a different George. He's got a pep in his step as he climbs onto bus number 11 this morning. And why is that? Well, it's because he's been consistent with his thank you walks. Did you catch that? He's even named them. But doing these walks regularly have really helped George focus on gratitude. And it's starting to show. Joy and the others have noticed that George has had a shift in his life, but they've also noticed something else that's very important. And that is that if he is going to pull off this product launch, well, it's going to need to be more than just him that changes. He's going to need to get his team on board. And that's really true for so many of us because all of the big things that we're working towards are going to take more than just us. The truth is that success rarely happens alone, which brings us to rule number 4. It says, invite people on your bus and share your vision for the road ahead. The point here is that people won't join our bus unless we invite them. And like Joy says, the worst thing that they can say is no. But the more positive people we invite on our bus, the better chance we have to turn our vision into a reality. So how do we do this? How do we invite them on the bus? Well, we give them a ticket. Yes, a literal ticket, just like this one. You see, Janice, who is a local school teacher and a passenger on bus number 11, tells George he can get his tickets at theenergybus.com. And I actually, in my financial office, handed out these tickets. And the website is still active. You can go on, and there's all different types, but you can print out tickets to hand out to your team. Now, why should we do that? Well, because if we want to get people moving in the same direction as us, we got to clearly communicate our vision, and we got to invite them along. Now, if that feels a little bit corny, guess what? People remember corny. And if we don't clearly communicate our vision, then nobody's going to want to travel with us. So using this resource can really set the stage for them joining us on the journey. So let's invite them. Now, next we see Joy gives George a simple 4-step plan for how to use these tickets to get his team on board. And step 1 is to email the eBus ticket to spark curiosity. Get that out to the team so they're thinking, hey, what's going on here? Step 2 is to meet with each person individually and share your vision. It's not just a blanket, throw it out to everybody. Meet with them, spend time with them, share your vision with them. And then step 3 is to give them a physical ticket to join your journey, a physical ticket to join your journey. That's where the corny comes in because they remember that meeting. They remember you giving them this ticket. And the final step is to ask them to turn their ticket in when they're ready to commit. Now, suddenly, what seemed so abstract to George that he couldn't fathom doing turned into a simple plan. A simple plan. He now sees that he can invite his team to the bus. And that's where my reflection question comes in for you today. Who do you need to invite on your bus? Who are the key players in the big things you're working on right now? Who personally needs to be invited into the vision of your life? And Joy also reminds George that his wife needs a ticket too, that she needs him to share his vision for their marriage, for their family, because success just isn't about work. No, we don't just want to win in business. We want to win where it matters the most, in our families. And I love how this chapter ends because for the first time, George is thankful that his car had a flat tire. And he says maybe everything does happen for a reason. But I do wonder who's going to get on his bus and who's going to choose not to. And we're going to find that out very shortly. But tomorrow, we're going to tackle one of the hardest parts of the journey, and that is waiting. I'll see you then.